but for days Watts burned.
Yes, I understand it.
You know why?
Because
what did the police care about?
Because the residents let it burn. And thanks again for tuning in to the show called Zone In. I'm Dave Szymanski, along with
Sir Benjamin Bennett.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you know what I'm going to talk about? What
do we got?
We're going to talk about rats and snitches.
Oh, that's a good subject. I have to tell. Now listen, Dave. Aside from certain things, I have to tell you the truth.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Okay, you got it.
And when I thought of this subject, I thought, I have no idea what Sir Benjamin is how he's going to react. He doesn't know what I think yet.
Never thought this was going to come up.
But he will. He will soon.
I had no clue. I had no clue that this was going to be the subject. You know, we don't discuss any of this at first.
We hardly know each other.
Right. You know, so when we come and I hear the subject, or I have a subject, but lately he's been having some incredible subjects like this one. You know, so I'm excited to get into it. Oh, my God.
Snitches, backstabbers.
Yeah.
What do you think of them? Now, let me frame the question this way. You've described your youth, and we know the law of the streets and stuff, and now, as an adult, is there any change in your feeling on that subject at all?
I believe in my heart a person shouldn't get into anything knowingly and decide to go against the code of what it entailed. So, in my opinion, though my life has changed, there's some aspects of the streets you will never know that from me, you know. There's some aspects of the streets that anybody should never know. There's nothing that should be spoken about. There's nothing that should be
something should be kept in the closet.
It has to be. And that's because of the code that we agreed upon. I'm a Freemason, okay? There's another situation of me promising not to tell. So you have to understand this is a situation of your word.
Who do you promise not to tell?
Depends on which one, Freemasonry or the streets.
Both.
Freemasonry, the Almighty, because my brothers might not know who I tell, but the Yahweh knows. He's not blind to anything. Okay. Now the streets.
Well, wait a minute. So what can't you tell in relation to Yahweh?
I can tell all of it in relation to Yahweh. I can't tell you anything in relation. Well, I can't tell you a lot of things in relation to Freemasonry in general. Our routines and different things.
But that is not snitching or ratting.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Because again, you promise not to tell what we got.
And you promise Yahweh.
Yahweh. You know, you promise in front of your brothers, which is your fellow Freemasons.
Okay.
But our Almighty Creator. And it's nothing detrimental. It's nothing that's going to shock somebody's words. It's just how I'm going to be able to see my brother in the dark, sort of say. You know, I know how to identify. You might not have your cards or anything on you, so my handshakes and my words are enough for me to know that you're a Freemason.
Okay, let's go to the streets now.
My family, my street family, everybody who's fed me, clothed me, and taken care of me. Now, those people that you guarantee to protect as well as they protect you, and if they've protected you well, even if they haven't protected you well, you should walk away if they haven't.
Do you have a sister?
I have a sister. Yeah. Well, I have a couple sisters.
Okay, well, let's just a scenario. Let's say you're 13 years old, mm-hmm. and your sister gets her lunch money stolen from her by your friend at school.
Right. Trouble.
Do you tell the teacher?
No, sir.
Do you tell your parents?
No, sir. Well, if I told my parents, that's a whooping. Why'd you let your sister get her lunch money taken?
I'm just asking. Yeah. I don't know what the repercussions are. I want to hear them.
So if something happened, that's street law. You're not going to hurt mine. That's it.
She was hurt.
Yeah, if she was, I'm going for you. It's time. Something's going to happen.
Okay, but you're not going to tell any authority.
No
authority figure.
There's no authority.
Okay.
Right.
Now, how do you feel that solution works in the long term? Does that correct the problem?
No, it's chaos. Chaos reigns in the world like that. But if you're in a world of chaos, I don't see the difference, because you have to, either you're going to get out of that world, or it's going to engulf you. You have to defend yourself regardless. So you go and you keep telling, here's one person you got to fight, and then now it's 2-3 people you got to fight, instead of just facing that from the beginning.
So the problem is going to persist.
Problem will probably escalate. It won't just be one fight.
Okay.
Right.
When somebody is bullied in school by a bigger, what should the person that's being bullied do? Should they tell the authorities in school? Should they tell their parents? Should they tell somebody, or should they just let it persist?
Now I'm going to speak on what's right. Remember, I told you I can't lie. The ways that I was telling you of how I would have handled it is wrong. It's absolutely wrong. I believe a person being bullied should get away. Get away from the person and try to save yourself first. That person's probably, who knows what the bully's up to? Who knows the mentality of one like that? So I believe in my heart that I was raised wrong. There should be some. Now you can defend yourself. If there's a situation that arose that somebody's trying to put their hands on you, by any means necessary.
Let's raise the stakes a little bit here, Sir Benjamin.
Wait. Let's go to commercial break.
That's a good idea, because we have.
It's about to get hot and heavy.
It is going to get hot. Trust me, you broke at the right time.
Yeah.
Believe me.
All right.
It's going to get a little steamy.
Well, we're going to hurry up and come back. Here's a message from our sponsors. Did you know that Destination Antelope Valley is a part of the Chamber of Commerce of the Greater Antelope Valley? This tourism site is designed to promote tourist traffic to the Antelope Valley by providing information on places to visit, places to play, places to stay, and places to eat right here in the Antelope Valley. Destination Antelope Valley covers the entire Antelope Valley, and any business that services the tourist trade can take advantage and promote their business regardless of their business location. And only the Chamber of Commerce of the Greater Antelope Valley provides this type of service to our business community. Again, we are a chamber without borders servicing the entire Antelope Valley. Learn more about this website and benefits of membership by visiting www.destinationantelopevalley.com. After you visit Destination Antelope Valley, please join the Chamber of Commerce of the Greater Antelope Valley by going to www.cocgav.com. That's www.cocgav.com. And remember, we are the only chamber that guarantees your satisfaction with the services we provide to you as a member. Thank you.
We're back again. I'm Dave Semensky along with Sir Benjamin Bennett, and we're the Zone In podcast. We're the YouTube. We are the conscience of Southern California right now, but we're spreading throughout the land.
Yes.
I was going to escalate the dialogue here and bring it to a teenage period of your life between, let's say, 14 and 16, and there's a drive-by shooting on your street. A friend, a neighbor gets injured. You know who the trigger person was. Mm-hmm. The police ask you questions about the incident. What do you tell them? What do you not tell them? What do you say?
I don't know anything about that.
I know nothing. I see nothing. I saw nothing.
Mm-mm. I don't know anything about that.
And would you say that rule has been adhered to for
hundreds of years,
and with very little exception? Can you think of exceptions to that rule?
There's some people that don't think the way I think. Rats, snitches, you know. Did you hear the way
you just said those words?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Isn't that the way they're always said, though?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Because it's derision. It's there's a visceral reaction. There's animosity. There's a visceral reaction to rats.
We picked the game. We played this game. So just because you went 4 steps back in the game doesn't mean you need to destroy the game. And again, these are rules that I'm not saying today are right, but these are rules that I'm saying I agree.
How closely do you agree with those rules today as you did 20 years ago?
I have to agree with those rules because I agreed to them 20 years ago.
Okay.
The only reason why I say that is because I cannot. Again, I gave my word as a man. Even in the business world, your word is everything you got. I gave my word as a man. I won't do anything to harm you.
Let me challenge
keep
that.
you
Then.
safe.
I'm going to bring it up another notch.
Come on, let's work it.
Please tell me and our audience out there, why did the Ku Klux Klan wear white hoods?
Because black people are scared of ghosts. They're scared of ghosts, and they did anything to kind of.
That's a small part of it. That's a small part of it.
And
There's a bigger reason.
Why did they wear hoods?
Why did they wear hoods?
They didn't want us to see who they were.
Exactly. Because
Right.
who were they?
They were shop owners.
They were the
police
community.
officer.
They were the community leaders.
Yeah.
They were the community leaders.
Yes.
And what did those, I'll say it, assholes do?
Right.
They
tortured us.
They hung people.
Yeah. Sure.
They tortured. They hung people. They committed atrocities.
And how many of them told on each other? Not one.
Okay.
Until the end, around the end.
Is that right? Is that right that nobody took their hood off and said, you are responsible for that? And who among those people, those gutless people, Sir Benjamin, stood up to protect those people that were getting hung by the trees for no reason because of the color of their skin? Who did that?
Nobody.
Nobody stood up there.
Nope. Nobody.
And I probably wouldn't be here if I was in, because I would be supporting you,
Right.
and I don't care who said it.
Right.
And I would pull that damn hood off and say, I know who you are.
Right. Right.
And I know what you've done.
The sad part is, you in that world, you had Ku Klux
And
Klan
I would be a rat.
Well, it's not.
No, that's a rat.
You didn't agree to the rules. If you don't agree to the rules,
but I want to stop what's happening. The Me Too. Are you aware of the Me Too generation?
No.
You haven't heard of that what sweeping line that Harvey Weinstein did all these things as a producer.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're messing with those kids.
No, with the young ladies. The whole casting couch.
I tell on that. There's some things you tell on.
But these ladies are coming forth. And they're on these shows, and they're so brave because this happened to them 20 years ago, and now they're coming forward. Well, 20 years ago, she could have stopped that man.
Could have been stopped.
She could have stopped that asshole from doing what he did. Somebody said Oprah Winfrey knew all about Harvey Weinstein. Yeah. These people, these women knew about these things, and they let these things happen. And I don't think snitches and rats are bad when they are stopping something from happening that goes on for generations.
Well, there's a line you draw when it comes to telling. Okay,
I don't draw the line. I'm sorry.
I understand, but in my world,
if
there's a line
wrong,
drawn because I'm gonna tell you why.
And I agree with you.
I'll give you a perfect example.
Oh, there's tons of them.
You wouldn't have agreed to watch those young women get abused.
I would be.
You wouldn't have agreed to stand on that street corner with that gun and protect you.
I would be horrified if the police came up and said, that guy did it. He pulled the trigger right over there. You see him?
Right.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Right.
I don't care. Maybe I wouldn't last. Probably wouldn't. Okay?
But you wouldn't have grown up in that area.
But see, you just told me a few minutes ago that it's your word as a man. Well, as a man, I protect my fellow man. To the death.
Let me ask you a question.
Period.
Let me ask you a question.
Shoot it.
What about the army and people over there in Iraq? Now that's murder. Damn near genocide.
Oh,
now that's something that we see in our face. But
I was a conscientious objector in the Vietnam War.
I don't like war at all. But here's a fact.
I've supported Cassius Clay. Do you know who Cassius Clay is?
Of course, Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
but we watch
generational
murder.
joke here. Come on. Please glide up, will you please, Sir President?
No. We watch murder. We watch murder. We entertain murder, and actually murder is a part of American culture.
You gotta tell on the murderers. You gotta prosecute them. They gotta go to trial.
So
somebody's gotta testify.
Do you believe that if something like that happened, the murderer? See, again, a war is a war. if a war is overseas or if a war is right here.
Well, we had a war in the United States, the mafia. How do you think the mafia got away with that? Because there were no snitches, Sir Benjamin. Nobody told on them because they were fearful of their life. That's why. And that's why the mafia intimidated people in New York, and the merchants, and the fruit industry, the cement industry, the clothing industry was all run by mafia because of the no snitch rule. Mm-hmm. The law of the land, of the streets. I'm sorry, Sir Benjamin. I don't buy it.
I mean, we do it as Americans.
In what sense? What are you saying?
In what sense is... Again, the Iraq war, the wars overseas and the wars here. There's different rules. Now, when I agree, here's the thing. Again, I agree. When it comes down to rape, child anything, something of the sort, tell if there isn't.
Can I give you a quote from Sir Grantland Rice?
Well, hold on. Let me fix this. Let me fix this.
Please. We need some patchwork on here.
So the point that I'm trying to make is it's okay when the police did it in the line of duty, okay? Killed somebody.
No, it's not okay. What do you mean it's okay?
America looks at it.
No,
okay.
they don't. They look away. They look away.
They
look away.
Simply, what happens? I'm gonna tell you. No, come on. What happens is they get suspended with pay. Then they get to go back to their job. So when I'm in a ghetto,
right?
let me finish. When I'm in the ghetto, right? And they don't listen to me when I say, hey, we have a disturbance out here. They don't care. So we have to protect ourselves. And so we have people steadily, constantly, but no, there's no reason why we should call the police because the police aren't protecting us. We have to take rights in our own hands.
The police are not protecting you?
No. Dave, I'm from Watts.
I understand. There's no police officers in Watts?
What do? All those murders and killings, what do? Exactly. There's nothing that they do until there's a body on the ground. When there's a body on the ground, maybe they'll look into it for 24 hours.
And if you would help them find out who put that body on the ground, you would have less crime in your streets.
That's not the truth.
That is the truth.
That is not the truth.
How are they going to prosecute the guilty
if you don't tell them? If I tell them who put that body on the ground, my body's on the streets.
Because of who? The police
because of the police? Because one of the...
No, because of your friends.
No, because
of your colleagues. Because of your neighbors.
Are the police going to protect me?
Yes,
No, they don't. They haven't.
Well, I grew up in Inglewood, and I lived in Inglewood during the time
when?
In the 50s, 60s.
What'd your neighborhood look like? Caucasian.
It was all white.
I'll tell
not
you,
in the 70s. Not in the 70s it wasn't.
But in our neighborhoods, when there's 98% black, the other 2% is Hispanic back in those days, that's where we got these ideologies and these habits from, because we had to stick up for ourselves. Then not only we had to fight the people next door, we had to fight the police. Did you have to do that? You don't know, Dave.
I don't want to segue to the police is a whole separate topic.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's killing. We're talking about killing.
Yes.
And we're talking about speaking up on what's right.
Right.
Okay, so no, it's not. It's a different topic. It's just another factor.
Well, then,
it's legal killing. It's people dying without a gun in their hand. People dying running from the police.
Who died in the Watts riots? The police die, or did the people die, or did the structures get burned, or did the police station get burned?
Who went in there and saved the Watts riots? Who went in there and stopped the people from doing that? The police didn't have no control, right? After a while, when everybody got tired and dispersed, that's when they had control. But for days, Watts burned.
Yes, I understand.
You know why?
Because
what did the police care about?
Because the residents let it burn.
We set it afire.
Yeah, well,
because again, let me tell you why. Who cared? So you know why? Do you know why Watts burned?
I cared.
Do you know why Watts burned? Did you know? Let me give you another one. Did you know there was a train that passed by in Watts full of ammo and guns with the door wide open? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
That's a fact.
And how does that relate to?
So that means everybody in the projects that was right there by it went and looted the train. And where do you think we got the guns from? This is by design. This isn't an accident. Do you think just because somebody pop, you think they're right Johnny on the spot? Maybe now. But when I was growing up, no, you hear pop, 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 unless somebody say, hey, and even if you did say, hey, there's a body in the street. Hey, there's a body in the street. Oh, hey, they came back again shooting. They did not help. So you're going to let your family, the ones that raised you and your loved ones, keep being a victim? Or are you going to pick up arms yourself?
Are you going to be a rat or not?
No.
Well, then it perpetuates. That's the problem.
But who are you telling? Who do you tell? You tell me who I was supposed to tell.
Whoever is going to solve the problem. If it's the teacher and bullying, you tell the teacher. If it's your father and he's going to go talk to the other person's father, it's your father. If it's a murder, you tell the police.
Dave. Okay, that's logical, right?
That's the way. That's what I deal in. Is logic.
Well, Dave. Let me give you a fact. And everywhere that's not logical. Everywhere in California or in America, that is not logical. What is it? You can go tell on a person, and unless they catch that man dead bang or have some type of extreme evidence on him, he's not going to jail.
That's how you acquire evidence, is through testimony and evidence.
You're testifying. That's man against man.
That's why the Me Too generation, those women should have stopped those men in their tracks 20 years ago. That's why the bullying should stop right at the very source of it, and that's why the streets should have more rats and less people that have this one. I'm a man and I'm a man of my word. Bull crap hole.
How do you propose that happen? For generations, this stuff has been trying to come to a head.
I know, because there's nobody like me out there.
How's it work? No, you can't say nobody.
Well, I don't know. I don't hear anybody talking about how I'm talking about it.
People always talk. I got a friend.
And if you and I are in prison together, and they say I can't associate with you, well, screw them. They're not gonna stop me from associating with you. I don't care what.
See, Dave, again, you haven't been there. They will beat you. That you got to understand. Now we'll be in trouble.
They'll have to kill me.
We'll be in trouble.
They can't just beat me. They'll have to kill me.
But hey, here's the idea: you're in prison. They will.
Yeah.
You have to understand, Dave. This is you're kind of not dreaming, but that's not logical. There's certain points in life that you have to stick up and defend for yourself.
And you're right. There is a suspension of some logic in what I'm saying, because when I see the whole Mississippi situation and stuff like that, I think about how I was likely going to would be a victim for my point of view and trying to protect my fellow man. So there's some logic to that, but I'm just saying, I just think there's an ethical standard.
So if they did something to you in Mississippi, what cop could you get for sticking up for somebody like me? What cop could you tell?
Well, that's the problem. You don't know if he's the cop that wears the hood at night or not.
Dave, what cop can you tell? They're all friends. All of them. That's why he got the job, because of his partner with the hood. What cop can you tell?
Well, that's how the world goes around.
If you're in Watts, right?
Yeah.
Black, white, Mexican, Asian, I've seen it happen to white folks out there. But if you're in Watts and there's nobody to tell, but there's steadily constant bombarding of heavy artillery shells, it turns to war.
I understand.
People have to die. And from that point, we agreed, in this situation, I'm not going to tell on you. You're not going to tell on me, but it's hell to pay.
And war and death. Wait, this is where we're going to wrap this show up then with my quote that I was going to tell you from Grantland Rice. And this is something I read years ago, Sir Benjamin, and it was so profound, and it stuck with me my whole life. And you're going to hear these words again.
Okay.
Wars are planned by old men in council rooms apart, who plan for greater armament and map the battle charts. But where their sightless eyes stare out at life's vanquished joys, I've noticed nearly all the dead were merely more than boys.
Yep.
My friend, this was a powerful discussion.
I loved it.
This was powerful.
I have to say something
about that. Where are people going to hear and see what they just experienced?
Right here at Zone In. But listen, Dave, just like when we said, what does it have to do with the Army and the police? Listen to your saying. Listen to that quote that you just said.
Oh, I know what I said.
This is design, Dave. This was a design.
But we've got to shake up the design.
We are.
You and I are non-traditional.
But my telling, or anybody's telling, you could go now and see something.
But I've got to understand you. And like I said, we brought up this topic. I had no idea where it would take us.
Yeah, man. You got to, Dave, I am from the street. I'm a great
I know
businessman.
it. Why,
right?
why do you think I'm so excited sitting
Right?
next to you?
I'm a great businessman, but I
I
am a
don't know if
street.
you're great there yet. I think you're in the high, you're in upper levels, but
I'm a product of you.
well, you're getting there then.
Okay, well, great or not, I'm a businessman, but it doesn't stop my street. At the same, I'm not one of
Can't
those
take the
ones.
street out of you, huh?
Well, can you? Have you noticed any?
Well,
Have you?
have I made any impression on you today at all?
Oh no, but here's the thing. I'm not surprised. Of course, I know where you stand. You didn't take those oaths. You didn't follow by those. You didn't say again. You said I do my own. I walk my own path from the beginning. My ignorant ass didn't. So from that case, I'd rather withdraw myself. That's why I don't go back. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to go through anything.
You don't need to. You've paid your dues and you've spent your time. Well,
but do I make sense?
Oh, total.
Does
sense.
it make no? Come on,
No,
tell the truth.
No,
Does it make a little bit of sense?
Of course it does.
Okay.
No, see, the world is so full of different views, but people don't talk about it like you and I do.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to separate us
Right.
from other programming. Okay,
Right.
that's what's going to happen.
Right.
This is called zone in. And really, if you put those words together, you understand what we're doing is taking topics and ideas and concepts and going into them from a real penetrating position.
Yep.
This is Sir Benjamin Bennett, my close friend and colleague, where you're going to be seeing and hearing us. I'm Dave Szymanski, and the show is Zone In, and we are
Have a good day.
out of here.